Hotline on AM 1240 WATN, the News and Talk Authority. The Hotline, the unfettered voice of the people of Northern New York, with your host, Watertown Mayor Jeff Graham. Call now, 755-1240. Voice your opinion on anything that touches the lives of North Country residents. Now you can call the host of the Hotline, Jeff Graham, at 755-1240. The Hotline on AM 1240 WATN.
Call me.
Call me indeed. This is the Hotline on AM 1240 WATN, America's favorite noontime talk show. Good afternoon to you, one and all. 7 minutes past 12 noon. 7 minutes. Major announcement this morning just unfolding in the nation's capital at the White House just moments ago. President Barack Obama nominating North Country Congressman John M. McHugh to be the next Secretary of the Army. Mr. McHugh, I think it's a 9-term congressman from here in the North Country and former state senator, will be moving into that post pending Senate confirmation, of course. I doubt there's any problems there. There's no nanny problems down in Pierpont Manor that I know of, so I'm sure he'll be confirmed by the Senate. So congratulations go out to our Congressman John McHugh, who's a good guy. He's been on this show before, and I'm sure all of his staff in Washington are listening via the Internet right now. So we'll say some nice things about the Congressman. He's been a good, hard worker, a representative for the area. He's done a lot for Fort Drum. And, well, enough of that. Let's get down to the important stuff, and that's picking the political carcass. Who's going to be the next member of Congress from the 23rd Congressional District? That's what the political operatives are thinking about now, so why don't we talk about it, too? We'll just have to wait and see what happens, obviously. But it looks like it will have to be a special election. It will not be vacant until the end of the term at the end of 2010. There'll be a special election called probably this year. I suppose it's possible it could coincide with the normal November election day, although it may not, the governor may not choose to wait that long. There's confusion out there. I know when the Senate seat vacated, when Hillary moved up to Secretary of State, that was appointed by the governor. Congressional seats are not done that way. They can only be filled through special election. So there will be nobody filling in or being appointed or anointed or anything like that. The anointments will come from the parties. Now you have to remember, the 23rd Congressional District, where we live, covers 11 counties, stretching from Oswego to Watertown down to an area south of Utica, although not Utica itself, across Lewis County, St. Lawrence County, Franklin County, that's Malone, over to Plattsburgh, and then there's areas that cut down towards the Champlain Valley and the Central Adirondacks, and it's a huge, sprawling district. And in the past, it was always, well, it's our North Country district, but it's probably not long for this world, and it'll probably be gone as a result of the redistricting that will take effect for the 2012 election. Congressman McHugh, as we've pointed out on this show, understands politics. He understands his political career was dead-ended at the end of 2011 because of redistricting, and plus this tremendous opportunity on his part to do something that he's been involved in for years. Of course, his father had been a B-17 pilot, I think, in World War II. His mom had been active in the Army Nurse Corps. So there was a military tradition, although Mr. McHugh himself never served in the armed forces. He'd been active on the armed forces committees in Congress and certainly was a steadfast advocate for Fort Drum. So, you know, from a career standpoint, it made sense for him to take this. He's part of the Obama administration. If you look at New York State, there are 29 members of Congress that come from New York State. 3 of them are Republicans. Peter King, some guy from Western New York. Peter King's from Long Island, and, of course, Mr. McHugh. So, will the Democrats try to take this seat? Or will they just say, well, we're going to get rid of it through redistricting anyway? We'll just have to wait and see. Who are the candidates? There's already even the national, this story broke in the New York Times of all places, and the national media is already speculating on it. The Washington Post running a story that a staffer for Mr. McHugh, a Robert Taub, don't know him. Maybe I've met him, but I don't know him. It would be running. They're speculating maybe Senator Darrell Albertine, who could run in the special election. If he loses, he's still state senator. But I don't think the Democratic hierarchy in New York necessarily wants Senator Albertine running, because they would find it hard to hold this Senate seat in the future without a charismatic character like Albertine, and that could cost them control of the Senate majority in Albany and would inhibit their ability to do the kind of gerrymandering they want to do in redistricting after the census. So this whole next 2010 election and who controls the state legislature is all about who controls redistricting of congressional, Senate, and Assembly seats. And I don't think the Democrats want to lose control of that. So my money says Albertine stays out. Now, if you see a Democrat surfacing like a Dr. Bob Johnson or someone like that, or an Ezra Ted Ford, you'll know they're kind of punting the seat and not interested in competing that heavily. On the other hand, if you see them start bringing in money people like former U.S. Attorney Dan French, who's got big money ties up in the Thousand Islands, if someone like that is moved forward, then they will obviously be competing big time for the seat. So on the Republican side, who will step forward? Some people have speculated that Assemblywoman Skozafava, no, they're not going to let her run. They wouldn't let her run for state senate. And there is no primary for this type of thing. You have to be picked by the party bosses. As far as Assemblyman Will Barkley, the Barkley lad from Oswego County, I think Congress was on his career path originally. Whether his loss to Darrell Albertine derailed that, I don't know. And the other sort of 800-pound gorilla in the room is the eastern half of the congressional district. You go over to Plattsburgh and Essex County and all of that area. Will it be someone from out of there? And I'm telling you, if it's somebody out of there, it's going to be a geographic war between us against them, because we do not want to see someone from Plattsburgh representing us in Congress. I mean, that would be bad for Watertown, bad for Fort Drum. So, this is very much a geographic battle, an ideological battle, a party battle, but the battle is on as to who will replace John McHugh. Now, all of this, of course, Mr. McHugh has to be confirmed by the Senate. I don't know how long that takes. But at that point, he would vacate the seat, and once the seat's declared vacant, then the race is on. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to follow it. We're going to be the definitive source of political analysis on this, and just kind of go from there. But anyway, like I said, congratulations to Congressman McHugh, who's going to be the next Army Secretary. And really, the Army Secretary is the person who kind of lobbies on behalf of the Army with Congress and the administration, lobbies for various pay raises and programs for soldiers and all of that stuff. I can't help but think that this is good news for Fortress Drum out there, to have people like McHugh and Senator Clinton in positions of authority within the new administration. So there you go. Good afternoon, Hotline.
Yes, Jeff. I just wanted you to